across. This is the passageway that the astronauts would have used. As you see it retreating there on the left, this is the passageway the astronauts would use in order to get out of the spacecraft in the event anything had happened up to this time. Now, of course, the only way they can get out in the event of some difficulty is to eject, which they can do even at this point. And that would be the least desirable way for them to abort the mission in any way, because, of course, it would be extremely dangerous. Extremely dangerous. Well, 4 minutes and 27 seconds to go before liftoff, before the start of this historic mission. A mission that has never been flown before. They've never used the solid rocket boosters. They never before have sent a spacecraft into orbit that is going to come down as a plane, landing essentially as a glider, a powerless glider. Look at those huge engines getting ready to receive now the millions and millions of pounds of thrust that will catapult this spacecraft and this really strange assemblage off the Earth. We're going to go to Lynn Scher, who is down at the VIP section now, to tell you a little bit more about what to listen for, some of the acronyms that will be used as the launch proceeds. Lynn?
Yes, Frank, I am here at the VIP Center and right in the shadow of the VAB. That means I'm with some very important people in the shadow of the Vehicle Assembly Building. And it's easy to use these acronyms around here because sometimes it seems as if NASA is just one giant acronym. For example, here are some of the terms that everyone is going to be hearing in just a few minutes. First of all, there is SRB-SEP, and that's when the two solid rocket boosters will fall away. And then you'll hear MECO, which is main engine cutoff, just over 8 minutes into the flight. And then there's ET-SEP, when the external tank, emptied of its liquid fuel, is jettisoned. Two acronyms no one here wants to use or wants anyone to hear. RTLS, which is return to launch site, the most dangerous forced landing right here back at Kennedy Space Center. And AOA, abort once around. That's a forced landing after only one orbit around the Earth. But I must tell you, Frank, no one here at the VIP Center is saying anything in acronyms right now. All they're thinking about is the word liftoff. They started to cheer when the clock began again at 9 minutes. Everybody here anxiously hoping, waiting, watching. Back to you, Frank.
The President's message that Jules mentioned a moment ago said, in part, you go forward this morning on a daring enterprise and you carry the hopes and prayers of all Americans with you. And astronaut John Young, the commander of the mission, replied, that's a right fine speech. We sure appreciate it. All right, we have 2 minutes and 17, 16, 15 seconds to go to launch. Jules and Gene?
That's it, Frank.
Looks good, huh?
That's a commitment to go.
Yeah.
The white room is back. The APUs, or auxiliary power units, have started, which power the flight surfaces and controls. And unless something catastrophic goes wrong, it's a go. By the way, everything happening now is being done automatically by computers. They can be overridden, but so many thousands of things are happening all at once, Gene.
Well, it's all in the computer checkout. There's too many things for any one man or team of men to do. We're monitoring effectively in the control center the computers themselves, who are in turn monitoring all the systems of the boosters in the spacecraft. I might add that the President's message was a very moving message, and believe me, at this point in time, I can testify by my own personal experience. A prayer now and then helps, because you need all the help you can get on one of these missions.
It's emotional but precise.
Well, there are plenty of prayers being said right now.
Well, and I'll tell you, I'm getting a few butterflies myself right now.
No matter how many times you watch these things go, boy, you've got to realize what it means.
Every time's the first time, whether you've been there before or not. And Godspeed with John and Crip. It's going to be a great one.
Godspeed indeed.
Will be armed just a couple seconds from now. It has been armed. T-minus 45 seconds and counting.
That's a blast of cooling water, Frank, that protects the
T-minus 40
heat
seconds
tiles
and counting. The
from the blast of the solid rocket engines.
T-minus 35 seconds.
To shield them so they're not knocked
away
off.
from switching to the redundant sense sequencer. T-minus 27 seconds. We have gone for redundant set sequencer start. T-minus 20 seconds and counting. T-minus 15, 14, 13, T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. We've gone for main engine start. We have main engine start.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Go! Oh, honey, go. Fly like an eagle. Go. Unbelievable, Jules. You guys are gone. They've rolled now, Jules, and they're on their back. They're going to pitch over on their back.
Roll from Rhode Island. They've rolled over.
Just arcing straight up into the sky. What an unbelievable sight. I didn't think anything could match an Apollo.
Roger.
Look at that big go.
The trail of fumes you see is from those solid rocket boosters. Which are going to come off.
Houston, you're going throttle up.
About a minute.
They're through the maximum aerodynamic pressure now to get back to 100%.
They've actually throttled back a little bit to get through the maximum pressure on the vehicle, and now they've gone back to full throttle. And everything looks to be perfectly perfect. Perfectly normal American thunder in the skies.
Roger, Columbia on the nice ride. You're lofting a little bit, so you'll probably be slightly high in staging. 1 minute 45 seconds coming up on go, no, go. Columbia, you're negative seat.
Okay, there.
That call up says that Columbia, the altitude is too high for ejection seat use. Columbia, your go for SRB step.
All right, they're cleared to get rid of the SRBs.
2 minutes 4 seconds, standing by for SRB step confirmation.
And too high to use ejection seats, but not even needing them. There it is.
Roger on the step, Columbia.
See with the big...
Hallelujah, baby.
Mark, 2 minutes 20 seconds, confirm solid rocket booster step.
Both of them are gone.
Now they'll come down.
Mark, 2 minutes 30
In the
seconds.
Atlantic.
On-board guidance is converging as programmed. Columbia is now steering for its precise window in space for main engine cutoff.
They're at an altitude of over 30 miles
Columbia now,
Well over
39 nautical miles in altitude, 42 nautical miles downrange. Mark, 2 minutes 50 seconds. Columbia, you're looking a little hot, and all your calls will be a little early. Columbia
All right.
has 2 engine rotor.
Be hot.
A little faster than I thought.
Mark, 3 minutes. Young and Crippen really moving out now. Velocity now reading 6,200 feet per second.
And that's over 5,000 miles an hour already, Jules.
Mark, 3 minutes 15 seconds. Columbia now 51 nautical miles in altitude, 66 nautical miles downrange. Velocity now reading 6,500 feet per second. Mark, 3 minutes 30 seconds. Columbia now 55 nautical miles in altitude, 78 nautical miles downrange. Mark, 3 minutes 40 seconds. Standing by for a return status check and mission control by Flight Director Neil Hutchinson. Columbia given a green to continue.
Everything fine so far. Solid rocket boosters have fallen off.
3 minutes 55 seconds. Standing by for Press D'Amico, which says Columbia should lose 1 engine. Press stand by, Press D'Amico. Columbia continues flying forward, coming up on negative return.
30 seconds, and if they'll be on their way.
Mark, 4 minutes 8. Columbia stand by for negative return. Mark, negative return.
They're not coming back here.
Woo.
Here is a view from a chase plane, one of the several chase planes that have been sent out to help track
Capcom,
Columbia as it goes.
Capcom, Brandon.